Itagat kogeny tesetai tuyet notok nebo the fifth Safe Schools Declaration ng'ololi eng nguno Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi ako mitei eng kwenutab kandoik alak Minister anan Cabinet Secretary neto nebo somanet Julius Ogamba ko kibendi kekose ng'alalet noto nebo Musalia Mudavadi.
Around the world and especially in Africa, violent conflicts continue to leave children bearing the deepest scars, with their learning institutions destroyed or turned into targets of insecurity. By the end of 2024, an estimated 48.8 million children had been displaced by violent conflicts and disasters, including 19.1 million alone in Africa, which is more than half of the global total. In our own neighborhood of the Horn of Africa, Sudan now faces the largest child displacement crisis in the world, with over 6.5 million children uprooted after 2 years of relentless violence. According to Save the Children, since the outbreak of war in 2023, a child has been forced to flee every 10 seconds. This situation risks leaving an entire generation out of school indefinitely. As of June 2024, for example, over 14,000 schools are closed due to armed conflict in West and Central Africa. Mass abductions of students by armed groups continue to undermine the safety of our schools. Terrorism and insurgency in Africa's Sahel region have led to closure of thousands of schools. Closer home, in some parts of northern Kenya and the wider Horn of Africa region, learners have in the past endured interruptions due to intercommunal violence and cross-border insecurity. Some schools have had to temporarily relocate. Learners and teachers have been evacuated during high-risk moments. These tragedies are more than statistics. They are stories of interrupted futures and derailed dreams. It is our responsibility as the current generation and leaders to safeguard the next generation, ensure their protection and continuity of progress. With this awareness, Kenya remains firmly committed to the Safe Schools Declaration. We have begun integrating its principles into education and national security frameworks, enhancing coordination between the ministries responsible for education, interior and security to mitigate risks in vulnerable regions. The government is enhancing teacher preparedness for crisis situations, strengthening psychosocial support, and ensuring continued access to learning in conflict-affected areas or counties. Hosting this fifth conference demonstrates Kenya's commitment not just to share in global protection strategies, but to actively advance them. It is a significant milestone that the Safe Schools Declaration has been endorsed and supported by global leadership, including the United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, who has emphasized that the right to education must never be suspended, even in war. Education is the foundation of peace and the first step towards recovery. When schools fall silent, the path to stability grows longer. This conference must therefore be a turning point. While the last decade built a strong framework the next must deliver measurable impact. Our focus should be on practical solutions, preventing the military use of schools, protecting teachers and learners, ensuring accountability for attacks, restoring access to learning, strengthening national monitoring, and mobilizing greater investment in education during crisis, because without funding, aspirations will remain unfulfilled. The 5th conference here in Nairobi marks a step from political commitments to operational action, where our decade of commitment turns into a decade of delivery. Let us renew our promise today that no child, no teacher, and no school shall ever be left unprotected. In conclusion, I express deep appreciation to our co-hosts and partners, Norway, thank you, Mr. Minister, Argentina, Spain, Nigeria, the African Union, UNICEF, UNESCO, the Global Coalition to Protect Education from Attack, civil society, and youth advocates for their steadfast leadership. I also salute our teachers tirelessly, working under difficult conditions, and the learners who pursue education with courage despite adversity. It is my distinguished honor, on behalf of the government of the Republic of Kenya, to officially declare the 5th International Conference on the Safe Schools Declaration open. And before I step off the podium, maybe I can just emphasize that let's also now have some special conversation around the threat that comes with AI. As much as we are talking about the safety of our schools, now there's a new threat, the cyber threat, the psychological warfare that is now beginning to take a different form, which can lead to a lot of scars. It can lead to a lot of suicide. It can lead to a lot of depression. As you deliberate, let's not just focus on the element of armed conflict. Let us realize that technology has now come with its challenges. As we embrace it, how do we make sure that our schools are safe with this new, silent, partner? I didn't say enemy, I said partner. Because technology is our partner. But the question then, do all partners come with good intentions? That's the question we may want to ask ourselves. So let's dedicate some time to that, to just focus on that threat that comes with the new technologies that we have. May our deliberations be practical and fruitful. Thank you. May God bless you. May God bless Africa. May God bless Kenya. Asante sana.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's appreciate our chief guest, Dr. His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi.